Hi, we're in beautiful Boise, Idaho, and today we're at Hillcrest Country Club, and we're speaking with golf course superintendent Joe Aholt. Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Doing real well.
All right, and I pronounce that with a T, right?
Always a T on the end. I gotta remind people.
Yeah, I'm sure as a kid they forgot the T very often.
It made me really tough.
Like a
man because of that.
Yeah, it's like a boy named Sue.
Yep.
All right, so we're here today, and we're going to talk about a really cool BMP that you guys are in the process of creating, and I want you to tell me what that BMP is.
We lose a tremendous amount of water to pond seepage. You know, every pond has evaporation, but we have a tremendous amount. We figure at least 50 gallons a minute of seepage here at this pond right here, and that's just wasting electricity. It's wasting water. You know, just precious resources.
Yeah. So first of all, how'd you even recognize that that was going on?
During the winter, with the ice cap was on it, all of a sudden it would be frozen and then drop a foot at times, you know, and then do it again, and it just is constant. It's like and then during the winter, you know, we're not filling, and it used to just stay, you know, 1 or 2 foot from the edge, and now it was like completely draining during the winter. So we figured out something was wrong.
Right. So the ice was serving as sort of a marker for you. Yeah. Exactly. Right. And so you see this water being lost, and what did you do? Did you think, oh, I got to find out where it's leaking, or like where did you go from there?
Well, we were thinking, okay, I've heard of, there's some company that makes some type of looks like Elmer's glue or something you put in and seal it.
Yeah.
This had bentonite at one time in it. We think that has failed over the years. So now you start looking through it, and it's liners. You know, we've heard about liners for some time, and we're looking into putting in a liner this winter.
Okay, so we're going to line this pond, and how big is this pond, Joe?
It's roughly about 1 acre in size.
And how many gallons do you figure it holds?
Boy, that's a good question.
Okay, well, how deep is it?
It's roughly, well, let's say it's 8 feet, so 8 acre feet. How about that?
Okay. Fair enough. That very good. Yeah. We used our superintendent math there. Right. Very good. We're good at math, aren't we, superintendents? I mean, it's just part of the job. We got to be good at math. So you got a liner going, and what's the learning curve process? I'm assuming that this is your first liner that you've done. Like, how did you become schooled in liners?
Well, doing some reading and talking to other people, but I think what's going to help us the most is we are hiring a golf course architect that has a huge amount of experience and contacts with this project, and we're going to use his expertise.
Very good. So you're not going to cowboy this thing and try to whip it in with some construction company who did a liner for the local park.
That's exactly right.
Right.
We want to do it. We like doing things just one time, do it right, and forget about it.
Hey,
that's what we're trying to do.
That's unique in this industry sometimes, I feel. Well, good. Congratulations to you guys on that. So you've hired an architect and you're going through this process. Do you know what kind of permits, if any, you're going to need at this point?
I don't know, but I think we'll definitely use the BMPs with this project if and when that's needed.
Yeah, right. So
it'll be a nice asset to have. Sure.
So the BMP document that we finished, that I helped work on, was my pleasure to do for the state of Idaho. You feel that document has a potential to be beneficial for you going through this process?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, that's really a big part of what that document's intended for. It's not just intended for use as a guide for superintendents, but it's to be used by golf course facilities who need to educate the community as to what they're doing. And so going through these permit processes, you have access to town committees and boards, and you're then able to show them, hey, look what we're doing here at this golf course with these BMPs, right? That's a big part of the value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. So do we have a sense of the cost of this project?
That's a good question. I'm going to say, you know, I guess right now that's what we're working on right now. It's probably about $200,000.
Yeah.
It depends on your pond edge treatments and how if there's any, if it needs a geotextile liner, if there's a bunch of sharp rocks in there. There's all these variables that we're trying to figure out at this point.
Right. Okay, so I assume the big driver in this project is your return on investment, right? All the cost of the water and the electricity for pumping.
That's kind of funny because, you know, we're in Idaho, and electricity and water are probably the cheapest in the nation. And we save maybe $1,000 a year on electricity, and our water, I hate to tell people, we spend $5,000. We have water straight from the mountains. We spend about $5,000 a year for about 130 million gallons of water.
Okay, so fair enough to say that money is not driving this. Return on investment is not driving this.
No, we want to do the right thing. You know, over a long time, it will pay off. It's a very long time, and we do have some seepage that comes out on the pond edge, but it's just mainly doing the right thing.
So you're doing the right thing for the environment. That's really what that comes down
That's
to.
definitely a huge part of it.
Well, that's great. I mean, the club should really be commended for that. So tell us about how you fill this pond. What's your well situation?
Yeah. Well, we have a well and canal, and during the main season, we draw from the canal. That's that pure mountain water that we get from. But during the shoulder seasons, we have a couple wells that we fill this up with. And we recently did some well development, actually did a new well. And we're at one point where, okay, we spent I want to say $275,000 on this well. And we were at a point where we can get another, 75 gallons a minute or so, but we'll have to spend, $80,000, $90,000. And then we're like, well, let's just seal the pond. That was another, big driving point in this. Just seal the pond for that. And don't develop the well. Don't.
So instead of treating,
you lessen the need of the well development.
Right. So you're not treating the symptom. You're fixing the cause.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's great stuff. Well, I want to thank Jeff Aholt, golf course superintendent here at Hillcrest Country Club, for having us today and talking about their BMP. And I want to stress two key points that he had made during the interview. And one was the club's interest in using the Idaho state BMP document that was created to help them through the permitting process. And secondly, the club is doing this voluntarily, more as a measure of conservation than it is as any sort of cost-saving device. So the club should be commended for that. And again, thanks for having us, Jeff, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.